everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. A time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to care, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. A time to every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. A time to every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. A time to every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to serve, a time to love, a time to hate, a time for peace. I know it's not too late.
So we all know a little bit about anticipation. Whether we can remember back to the days of being a little kid, waiting for Santa Claus to come down the chimney, waiting for Christmas morning, anxious anticipation. We've all, on some level, had the experience of anticipating that first kiss, anticipating that new job, anticipating the birth of a youngin'. This week has been all about anticipation in this household. Wondering each day, is this the day that our daughter shows up? Is this the day? We're so excited, we're so excited. And that led us to today's message on anticipation and looking at what is the value of anticipation, because oftentimes we talk about things like being in the present. And we say, but if you're spending your time living in the past, then you're not living in the present. If you're spending your time living in the future, that also is not living in the present. And the present is really all we have. We can't control the future, and we can't change the past. And so oftentimes anticipation gets a bad rap, because people say that means that you're living in the future. This is what I learned this week. That's maybe not so right. Living in the now, in the feeling, in the state of anticipation, is living in the now. It's living in the now very happily. It's living in the now very profoundly. And it's living in the now with your pointed intention moving towards the goal that you want to have. But it is very much present-centered. If right now, in this moment, I am anticipating the arrival of my daughter, if I'm anticipating getting to hang out with my friends and God in connections, if I'm anticipating these things, whether it's something I'm going to be, something that's going to come, something that's going to be enjoyed, a material possession, whatever it is, anticipation has twofold. How many people ever made a vision board? How many people ever had a goal? This is my goal, I want to do this, experience this, have this, whatever it is, right? Now what connects us to our goal, to actually experiencing and having our goal, the thing that takes it from a wish to a gonna have, is anticipation. Top $5 visual aid right here. Let's say that I am right here. And let's say that my goal that I want to accomplish is right here. Doesn't matter what the goal is. It can be career, it can be relationship, it can be health, it can be spirituality, it can be spiritual gifts opening up, it can be a material possession, a vehicle, it can be anything. Well, it's easy to say, I am here, and what I want is over here. This is what I want. You can go in the other room, you can look at our vision boards, there's 1,000 things that we want to do or be or experience or accomplish or have. What takes it from a wish into a we're gonna do it, we're gonna be it, we're gonna have it, is the anticipation that connects the dots. Anticipation says, I'm here, and what I want is over here. Right? So it connects the dots between where we're at and where we're going. Now the next part is the level, if you will, of that anticipation, right? Now let's say that over the course of the rest of my life, I'm going to make $1 million. If you take every year, this is what I do, this is what I make, da-da-da-da-da, and you take it out times this many years, over the course of my life, I'm going to make $1 million, let's just say. Okay, there's me, there's $1 million, and it's got a slight level of anticipation to it. This has been my past, this has been my experience, I bet I'm going to get it. Now, if I won the lotto, and the ticket I'm holding in my hand says you're going to have $1 million, whatever day this week you choose to go cash it in, all of a sudden it's the same $1 million, it's the same me, but that's become a whole lot closer. My level of anticipation just shot through the roof. Think of it, what your level of anticipation would be if you won that lotto that went the other day, $340 million. If you were the one holding the ticket, but all of a sudden it wasn't an if or a someday, all of a sudden it was a yes this week, you can bet that person's anticipation absolutely went through the roof. Absolutely. Mine would. Sure yours would too. The difference between I'm so looking forward to my first date or my first kiss or my birth of my baby. Same thing. We've known for 9 months that there's going to be a baby showing up, right? So anticipation kind of did some of this. Ooh, is it coming soon? Is it coming later? I don't know. It's kind of peaking. Now we're coming down to the last few days. Oh, goodness, here mighty quick. We're going to actually have this little baby. Now, with anticipation comes a couple of things. When I begin to anticipate actually having, that's what I want, instead of just dreaming or wishing or wanting for that thing. When I actually anticipate having it, I connect with it on a more real level, and I start talking about it. I'm going to ... I'm going to ... And we've all done it. We've all done it with the things that we really, really, really want in our lives. Once we connect with it and we anticipate having it, then we start talking about it. Now we may talk about it in the abstract of someday I'm going to, or this year my plan is, or within the next 3 years I've got this goal. But we begin to talk about it, we begin to verbalize it, which takes it from a thought into a word. Now from a word, it then goes into a deed because we're more anticipating its actual arrival. Eight months ago or so, Mary peed on a stick and made a plus. All we knew was there was a stick with a plus on it. There have been a whole lot of people who have made sticks with pluses on it, and there wasn't no baby that showed up. There was no guarantee that we were going to have a child. But we connected with that, and we anticipated that, and we started making steps and talking about that. It became more real to us. Then she started to show it became more real to us. Then we made the nursery back there, and it became more real to us. And then we shared with our friends and our families, we're so excited about this thing that's going to happen. And we asked all of you to give your energy to it also. And you sent prayers, and you gave energy, and threw for Mary an incredible baby shower. The guys tried hard, and there was more energy, and there was more anticipation, and now the anticipation is just absolutely peaked. In fact, we kind of thought that maybe she was coming last night there for a while. But anticipation does a couple things. One is it makes it more real. It connects us to our goal. The next is as we talk, it brings it into words, and then from words it brings it into actions, and then from actions it brings it into actually our experience. Now that's on the physical level. On the metaphysical level, this journey of anticipation actually raises our vibration from where we were to where we want to be, to put us in alignment with what it is that we say we want. If who I am today and the experience I'm having today is based upon the vibrational frequency of like attracting like, then what I have in my life today, what you have in your life today, is the exact match of who you used to be. If what you want is something in addition to what you already have, something different than you already are, something different than you're already capable of, or something different than your current life experience, then there has to be a shift in me and in you to get to what we want to be in order to be a match with it. And once we're a match with it, we have it. Anticipation connects us to our goal emotionally, and as it does, it begins to raise our vibration. As we begin to talk about these things, it raises our vibration, gets us more in alignment with that which we want. Then as we begin to put action towards these things, they become more real, we get more excited, more in the anticipation, which raises our vibration even closer, even further to what we want. And so this act of anticipation is almost like an energy tune-up for us to bring us, help us get into where we're looking to get to. Now the goofy part about anticipation, when you really start to look at it, is oftentimes the anticipation is actually more enjoyable than the actual thing. We say, we're going to Hawaii next month. Boy, we're geeked about going to Hawaii next month. We're going to do, and we're going to do, and we're going to do, and it's going to be great, and this whole thing about this vacation. Folks are going next month to Hawaii. That's why I'm pointing to them. But so you look forward to a vacation, you put all this anticipation to it, and you go there and you have a good time. You have a darn good time. But is it equal to the level that you actually anticipated it being? Not always. Not always. But to stay in that field of anticipation then brings the next goal, the next thing to be excited about. What better way to live life than to continually be excited about stuff that you're in the process of bringing into your bubble of reality. When we can predict with a high degree of certainty what tomorrow is going to be and we're not geeked about it, it doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter how much is in the bank, who you come home to, what your life experience is. If I can tell you with a high degree of certainty, this is my life this week, next month, next year, the year after, the year after, the year after, it doesn't really matter how much you have, how big a house, how big a stuff, how much whatever. There's not a whole lot there to be excited about. So to have all the stuff, but to not have the anticipation is almost like settling for the picture on the menu instead of eating the food. But if instead, whether it's a great big thing or it's a little bitty thing, is all up to you, but to have the anticipation, the excitement about whatever it is, what a cool way to live life. Think of every kid you know around Christmas time. And you don't got to be a kid, all of us can be just that excited around a Christmas or a birthday or a vacation or a transition, be it that transition from job or income or spiritual gift or animal or whatever it is. This gift of anticipation helps us to connect with what we want, helps us to bring it into reality, nursing it into reality with our words, and our thoughts and our actions and our deeds and all this stuff, connecting to it emotionally with our excitement. At the same time, it's doing this internal energy tune-up, raising us to be in alignment with what we want. So, if that's our present experience, if that's what we're living right now in this moment, then it's not a living in the future, it's enhancing the present. And that's why I feel like anticipation and some of the New Thought movements got kind of a bad rap, because when folks in the past have said, well, I'm excited about or I'm anticipating this thing, folks say, no, live in the moment. Don't be living in the future. Well, it's not living in the future. It is very much in the present, continually raising that vibration of excitement, of love, of happiness, of excitement, and it draws other folks and other things to that same goal. which then reminds us that we're not in it alone. That the only thing that sets the tide for what it is I want to experience or accomplish is me. Nobody else sets goals for me but me. Nobody else sets goals for you but you. You choose it. And then you get to choose the timeline. Oh, I think that'll take 10 years. So I've got some excitement, I've got some anticipation about it. There's probably a 10-year ordeal. And you have the ability to change that timeline. Mary does it in hypnosis all the time. I watched her create a 5-year plan, and then I watched her accomplish everything in her 5-year plan in about 10 months. Had a whole different level of excitement to it. We let God figure out the how. Ours is to decide what we want to be, experience, have, do, see, whatever. And it's up to us to choose the timeline. And if we do, and we're in alignment with actually having it, we're bringing it into our world, then one, all things are possible. Two, God is completely on your side. The entire universe is pulling for your success. And the amount of anticipation that you have connects you to it. How many people have, and I'm guilty of this, how many people have created a vision board once upon a time, and you go, this is what my whole year is going to look like. This is what I want to do and be and have and experience and whatever, right? We've done that. And how many of us, a couple of months later, it blends into the landscape. We look at it the same way we look at a painting or a picture or a clock, and it's just, we don't even connect with it. It's just, oh yeah, that's my vision board. What do you think about this stuff on a vision board? Oh, it's really nice stuff I made a year ago. Plan on doing or having or accomplishing any of those things? Oh yeah, about a year ago, that was really good idea. Are you connected with it? Oh, not so much. No, that was then, this is now, it's probably not going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And we don't necessarily connect with what it was. And it's not that we can't make a new vision board all the time, because we change and our ideas change, what we want changes, all those kind of things. But it's a very different feeling when you look at your vision board and all that's on there are things that you personally connect with and you intend on having and you're excited about having and you actually anticipate these things coming into your reality. This thing right here, I think is, that's probably 6 months away. This thing here, I don't even know how that's possible. I'm waiting to see how God figures out that one, because I have no clue how I'm going to accomplish this or that. In the movie The Secret, when Jack Canfield talked about making 10 grand a year, and his goal that year was to make 100 grand, he had no idea on the how. But he got really, really excited about that's what he was going to accomplish that year. That was going to be his experience. He was leaving to God to figure out the how, because he didn't need to figure out the how, but he connected with that was going to be his experience. And by the end of that year, he made $96,000. When we look at the things that are on our list, that are on our heart, that continually come into our mind, sometimes we're tentative, we're afraid to connect with it because we don't know what it'll mean, or we don't know how to get there, or we don't know this, or we don't know that. There's a difference between a want and anticipation of actually experiencing it. The gift of anticipation is your ability to connect with your dreams, your wants, your goals, your desires, with the honest anticipation of actually having it. I know that here in just a second, when I quit talking, Mary's going to do a meditation. It's going to help us all get there and connect with it and make it even more profound for us. But it starts with the choice that we make right now in our conscious mind. That yes, I want this and that and this and that. And I'm willing to actually connect with it. I'm willing to actually anticipate experiencing it. And I'm excited that my anticipation of this thing is amazing. In Deepak Chopra's 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, he says, success in life can be defined as the continued realization of worthy goals. Think about that for a second. Success in life can be defined as the continued realization of worthy goals. Well, we can all have goals, but if we realize those goals, it makes it even better. And once we realize that goal, we're not done. It's not a finish line. We then set another goal, and another goal, and another goal. And they're little bitty goals or great big goals, doesn't matter. As we actually anticipate and then we actually accomplish these goals, we feel great. We feel alive. We feel not locked in, trapped in, stuck in our old self, our old way of doing, thinking, being, behaving, experiencing, and expecting. Instead, it opens up an entire new realm of possibilities that says whatever I can imagine God wants me to have, and will help me get it. And the more excited, the more I anticipate actually having this thing, the more I become in a vibrational match to it, to actually experiencing it in a timeline that I get to help co-create. What a God. What a God. I mean, we look at the gift of free will, being able to choose anything, we go, hey, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. We look at the ability to set an intention. Wow, that's pretty cool too. Now this may be one of the bridges that connects what we want, what we have decided we want, the power of our intention with actually having or accomplishing this thing, experiencing this thing, becoming this thing. Anticipation can be the bridge as well as the tune-up that helps us get there. Oh God, that rocks. This week, getting ready for the birth of my daughter, wasn't anticipating like it has to come today, it just happens. Whatever time she chooses, I'm just so excited, and every day I'm a little more excited and even more excited. I didn't think I'd get more excited than that. And every day I surprise myself that I'm even more excited than I was the day before. And I tell you, if I can continue this for my whole life, that's a life worth living. That's a life that I can be really proud looking back and excited about, regardless what I accomplished or didn't accomplish. We all know that if we can be happy today, and tomorrow's a new today, and the day after that's a new today, and the day after that's a new today, and we string all those together, we have a lifetime that's happy. What about excited? What about anticipatory? They're all gifts from God, and you choose. You choose what you want, you choose what you intend, you choose what to focus on, and through anticipation, you choose what you connect with. Thank you.